First up, we have Saida Ramirez from Daybreak. So let's give her a warm welcome, applause for Break Dayton, and she'll give her presentation.
Hello, we're from Daybreak and Company. My name is Saida Ramirez. This is my team, Emily Wellman, and Kylie Daybreak is a nonprofit organization established in 1975 to help runaway and homeless youth ages 10 to 24 years old. We are located at 605 South Patterson Avenue, and we have two buildings next to each other. The big building is 3 levels and houses the outreach program on one side and the shelter on the other side on the first level. The second level is a 2-year transitional housing. And then the third floor houses the case managers and administration. The small building next to it houses the employment center for our youth. We also have a business called Lindy and Company. It's an actual dog treat business where we hire our own Daybreak youth to make money and help build employable skills. The revenue we receive from sales is recycled back into the business and to the youth programs at Daybreak. Let's look at a couple of quick videos to give us a bigger picture. Combined, it's only 10 minutes long.
I was with my mother. I disliked her boyfriends due to their background with communists, drug dealers, molesting. And I was just tired of her sticking up for them, not sticking up for me when I really needed her to. So I just ran away.
I got pregnant my senior high school, and me and my mom had a close-knit relationship before that. It was a disappointment to her, so I needed to find me a place to stay. If I was going to continue and have my child.
My mom had died, so then I had my grandma go too, but she died 2 weeks after my mom. And so nobody was going to take us in. My sole aim was, I gotta get out of here. I don't want to be here. You know, as far as being homeless, I can't sleep in a park. It was a very dark place, and I didn't like it at all.
My mom, she put me out a couple days before I graduated high school. I had nowhere to go. I was out on the streets, stealing from people to get money and stuff. We were breaking into places, sleeping in abandoned buildings, and I knew I was living a crazy life. We were at St. Vincent's, and this guy who worked at St. Vincent's came up to me. He said, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm 18. He said, "You're too young to be here." And he ended up actually calling Daybreak for me and said, "Look, she's too young to be here. I know she can be over there. Do you have a bed for her or anything?" And they said, "Yeah, just bring her up here." And then that's the first time I actually told a person the whole life story. And she just looked at me like, wow, because things I've been doing, and it just felt a whole lot better getting all that off my chest. It just was like, whew. I actually told somebody everything that's happened to me in my life, somebody I just met, but there was something about it I know I could trust.
At first I thought Daybreak was just a shelter. I didn't know that when I was going into Daybreak that they were going to help me, get on my own and teach me things. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm not just saying that to small camera, but I'm serious. I really feel like I'm at my peak now. I finally have a job. I'm going to my GED classes, and I'm doing everything I feel like I should have been doing before.
But when I came into Daybreak, I said, "Oh my gosh, this is nice." Everybody, I was just so grateful when I seen that I had my own room, and I had a bed to sleep in, and I didn't have to sleep like on the streets, I just went into my room and just sat there and laid on my bed for like an hour because I was just so happy. I was just like, it's like a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Being surrounded by positive people who work, who go to school, who just are just all around positive. It's way better than it was, you know, and it makes it easier for me to see what I need to do to take care of business and get it done.
I had to take 2 classes. The classes were basically life skills classes, an anger management class.
They taught me responsibility, budgeting, how to clean my apartment, how to cook, how to deal with other people.
We talk about how to push forward goals, our goals in life, how we feel about ourselves, what are our top priorities, things like that.
Mr. Neal at Denver does anger management. He has these classes and he teaches people how to overcome the angry emotion and to ventilate it in a positive manner. You know, because I came up as an angry kid, so it was very, 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 very relieving. Coffee house is awesome. It's where we just all shared our talents, we shared our interests.
And what they do is everyone's going to heat up, and it's basically a night to express yourself.
I get to read my poems right at my coffee house, and I enjoyed that because I never really got a chance to like express myself. And so to stand there in front of like 40 people is like just amazing, you know. It's like like a drug. No, it's better than a drug. It's just like I love it. Like I never thought I would enjoy talking in front of a crowd, but before Daybreak, I would be how I am now. But now I help people, you know. If I don't know you, then I see that you need help. That's what I'll do what I can, and that's what Daybreak does. You know, they don't just leave you out in the cold. When I look forward to the future, what I see is since I've spent all that time, you know, playing around, now I'm more serious, and I want things like my own home. I want a car one day, and you know, wife and kids. This all sounds very cliche, but it's exactly what I want. And it's great because before I didn't want these things. Now, like my mindset has completely changed, and now I do want these things. Before I, you know, have no mind about, you know, a wife or kids or a car. Well, maybe a car, but yeah, it's just being girls and it's for immature reasons. So.
I start school in the fall, starting my nursing programs and all that in the fall. And my long-term goal, about 10 years, I want to be a forensic nurse.
Now that I got the skills of, you know, a normal person, I know how to interact with people now. I feel that they've taught me a lot now that I can use that skills to do something successful.
And it was so weird to get turned away from your family, your friends. Then these people that don't even know you take you in and are just, they become your family.
I don't think like my aunt really had the patience for me, and so luckily Daybreak had the patience for me. They saw something in me, I guess. I knew that if I didn't get
The local
any help,
company has gone nationwide after moving into its new location. Willie's Bakery is serving up its treats made by the hands of some unlikely worker.
like my brothers.
We're all young. We have, a lot of these kids have potential. We're young, we have our whole lives ahead of us. So why not make it better? If you could change somebody's life, wouldn't you?
A local company has gone nationwide after moving into its new location. Lindy's Bakery is serving up its treats made by the hands of some unlikely worker.
high school. I graduated in 2020. My goal is to become a social worker. So, I was late trying to classes at fifth grade, so I start the next semester, which I think is some kind of. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. This is our Lindy's fifth grade. Okay, it looks like the video's not gonna work, so, the reason why,
The reason why we're here is because we need your help to create homes by renting to our young adults. They're transitioning and reintegrating back into the Montgomery County community. Their ages between 18 and 24. At Daybreak, we've established a new program called Rapid Rehousing, and we are the Rapid Rehousing team. Rapid Rehousing helps provide funding to help house our clients by paying security deposits and rental assistance. We pay that until they can gradually take over the rents. As a team, we also provide weekly house visits, case management, and monitoring. So we will be there to check and make sure that the house is well kept, make sure that there's no issues, nobody else living there. We'll be going on a weekly basis to check on them. And we're also going to work with housing goals, anything that they need in order to succeed so they can be able to take over the rent and making sure that they're employed and they're successful citizens of the community. We've established a folder with further details and contact information. So in this folder, the landlord packet, the first form is a landlord brief informational. It's just to the point information of what our program is about and what we require. The next form is just the unit information. And this, I'm sorry, to let you know, this packet is actually to let you know that if you're interested in renting to us, this is the stuff that we need. It's a subsidized program. It's a 2-year program until they, like I said, take over the rents completely. The good thing with our program is that we will make sure that our tenants are successful, and we also make sure that the units are not, the units are not being, there's strenuous inspections like Section 8. So you don't have to worry about that. We just do like a little basic inspection for our program, and that's it. So it makes it a little bit easier. However, if you are interested in the program, you can contact us. The only thing we require is the rental assistance agreement in addition to your lease. And we also require like a letterhead letter for each unit. Can you guys hear me?
It's not that.
Okay, never mind. A letterhead saying that the units are comparable to other units, because HUD just wants to make sure that you're not cheating us out. So you have to do that letter. And then, of course, a W-9 form, just one time, so we can process checks. And then a property management and affiliation agreement, just one per owner, which is needed one time for our files. Also to make sure that the owner is up to date with his or her taxes and stuff like that, not in foreclosure. And then a tentative landlord lease agreement, just a blank lease agreement ahead of time before the actual agreement that you have with the tenant, just to make sure that you're not also writing something else different than the one that you write with the tenant. So that's the only thing that we require. our rents have to be comparable to the fair market rents according to HUD. So that's the only thing. But other than that, if you guys can really help us out, we would appreciate it. We are a program that has a lot of successes with our youths, and we have a lot of programs that we provide our youth, like mental health services, counseling, outreach. Our outreach program actually allows our youth who are not in the shelter, who are living out in the streets, to come in, take showers, do laundry, hang out. We provide food, and then when they get services like in a shelter or transitional housing, then they're ready to be housed outside in the community. And we also provide employable skills, like I said, in the employment zone next to Lindy's. There's all kinds of stuff in there going on, like we have an employment specialist. We help them with their GED or high school diploma online. And we also offer them jobs at Lindy's if they need employable soft skills. The other form is just more detailed information regarding our program. However, the brief informational gets to the point. I provided the fair market rent amounts for HUD. Of course, we have to provide the fact sheet regarding lead poison. You guys know about that. And then here's the sample of the inspection checklist that we require. It's really simple. And then the lead screening worksheet, which we really don't use unless your house is old, like in the 70s or older. And then we provided some information regarding some of our successful kids that graduated from our program. Does anybody have any questions? Yes.
You mentioned Section 8, so would the landlord be getting paid by Section 8 or by you?
No, by us. Yes, we will process the checks and give you the checks directly. The first time around, we give you the check directly, and then after that, it's month to month, we just mail it to you. But we also do have clients that do get Section 8. We can also help, we can also utilize landlords who offer Section 8 to those clients that have vouchers. Because we get clients that have Section 8 vouchers, and we also have clients that get the MVHO vouchers. However, our program is strictly rapid rehousing. Yes?
Do they require individual units or will group home type of scenarios?
It's individual units, yeah. One bedroom, 2 bedrooms, depending. We can do single room units, but not group homes. Single room units, though, I have to look into it further, but I think we can do those, but not the group homes. But most of the time it's 1 bedrooms, occasional 2 bedrooms. Any other questions? Yeah.
Could you talk to us a little bit about one person moving in and them disappearing and a friend moving in?
What was that again?
You have monthly inspections, and one of our challenges is people who will qualify to move in and then tend to fade away when their buddies or friends or whoever pays them to get a place for them appear.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. We're gonna try our best to make sure that doesn't happen, but it could happen. But we are going to be going to their units on a weekly basis. So it's a little bit different than home pool. I don't know if you heard of home pool, but we're gonna be doing intensive case services with them. Any other questions?
Where do you get your grants from?
We get our grants from the Montgomery County COC funding. Yeah. It's federal funding, but then it goes through the state and then it goes through the county. So we get ours directly through the county.
Now, you have services for daytime only services? You can check in the morning?
Yes, our outreach program, we have the daytime services, we call it outreach. Yeah. Any other questions?
On the form it said efficiency was 524. Does that include utilities? Do they pay utilities separately?
Yeah, that does include in utilities. We do have to go by a utility formula and then the rent, and then that's the total amount that we have to use that we can't go no higher. So that's, yeah,
Sorry.
that's okay, but you know, that's the subsidy level for HUD requirements, so.
You expect us to include the utilities in the rent?
Yeah, that's the requirement from HUD, yeah.
We don't expect you to include the utilities in the rent. It would be nice. We can also do the utilities separate. That just means the total with them paying utilities and rent, it cannot be above that amount.
Yes, I'm sorry, thanks Kylie. Yeah, it's helpful when you do that, when you add the utility, you don't have to do that. We do expect the tenants to pay their own electric and their own gas. But yes, she's right. The sample is like, let's say if the rent is 500 and the total utilities for the formula, just the formula, is $100. It totals up to whatever the tenant's responsible for, we have to use the formula that HUD provides. Let's say it's $100, and then let's say that the rent that you're offering is $500. So $500 plus $100 is $600. Well, then it's 1 penny over the fair market rents for HUD. So then we would have to negotiate and say if you can lower it at least a penny less or more. So, oh yeah, sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. We actually have professional speakers, but they weren't available, so I had to do this.
You're doing fine.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
Ma'am, where are you looking for?
Anywhere in Montgomery County. We can only offer the services in Montgomery County, or the funding only goes through Montgomery County residents or Montgomery County units, but anywhere in Montgomery County.
Since you have strict requirements on rent and utilities, do you have any training or coaching for your residents to how to conserve energy? Because sometimes utilities can eat our lunch. If you do.
Yeah, we have life skills that we're going to be offering them on a weekly basis. Any other questions? Well, I just want to, oh yes.
How many units are you in need of right now?
Well, we're getting people as we go, so on a weekly basis, we're getting 2 kids added on to our program. We just launched in July, and we just let leased in August. So since August, we've been adding at least 2 to 3 kids a week to our waiting list. So as of last week, thanks to Aspire Management Properties and Pepsi Realty, we have housed 5 young adults. So we need your help. We want to house more. So keep us in mind. You have my card. And all I can say is thank you so much for your time.
So the business department, is it on your premises?
Yes. Yeah, it's actually in the bigger building. Yeah, on the 3rd floor. That's where our offices are at. But we're everywhere because, you know, clients come in, our tenants come in, they need help with something. We go to their house. One of them didn't know how to switch over the breaker for utilities for the electric, and Emily went over there and helped him. So, yeah. Yes.
Do you require furnished places, or do you furnish them?
What was that again?
Do you require
Furniture?
furnished?
No, they don't have to be furnished. We'll find furniture for them. I mean, it'll be helpful if you offer furniture, but we'll help them find furniture. The only thing we do require is appliances like stove and refrigerator, because those are hard to come by, and so we do require that the units have a fridge and a stove because it's a necessity. Any other questions?
And we have clients waiting now, so we could get people into 1-bedrooms as quickly as within the next couple of weeks. People that are ready to go, ready to start the program.
You guys want to say something? All right, well, let you be. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.